Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for September 2017. At this point, we would like to introduce you to our graduates. Evan Lampkin and guide dog Fiedler. Ross Rupert and guide dog Sparky. Amber Bankson and guide dog Vega. Phyllis Ball and guide dog Bruno. Cassondra Oldham and guide dog Cal. Martha Hazen and guide dog Claus. Mark McCowan and guide dog Arlo. Lee Hartline and guide dog Tex. Brooklyn Decker, guide dog Hilton. Allan Finn and guide dog Orion. Cheryl Hornsby and guide dog Verdi. Shea Welsh and guide dog Prim. Thank you everyone for being here today and those of us joining online. My name is Catherine Pualo and I have had the extreme pleasure of being the class supervisor for this amazing group of people. Today, in addition to the 12 graduates seated before you, we recognize another 5 teams that graduated with our home training program. These clients are trained solely at home for a period of 10 to 15 days, and I would like to introduce them to you. These graduates are Douglas Milligan and Guide Dog Ireland from North York, Ontario, trained by Field Representative Maureen Mellett. Jennifer Woods and Guide Dog Schaeffer from Escondido, California, trained by home training instructor Megan Crowley. John Every and Guide Dog Vic from Exeter, Rhode Island, trained by home training instructor James Gardner. Lori Reber and Guide Dog Bunnie from St. Louis, Missouri, trained by Assistant Director of Training Graham Buck. Sarah Smith and Guide Dog Hilton from Belfast, Maine, trained by home training instructor Christina Vetrano. Let's give a warm round of applause for all our graduates. At this time, I would like to turn the program over to our President and CEO, Tom Panic.
Just going to follow you out. Come on, guys. There we go. Sit. Very nice. Good afternoon and welcome everyone to Guiding Eyes for the Blind. Thank you for being here with us. I know everybody has a connection to the school, and I often say that we're in the business of making connections between people and extraordinary dogs, and that's what we're doing here today. So I want to express my deepest gratitude for everybody's presence and contribution to our organization. Speaking of contributions, Guiding Eyes and our mission would not be possible without the generous contributions of many individuals who open their wallet and give. And some of those individuals are people that love our school so deeply that they leave us in their trusts and estates as a planned gift. And I'd like to recognize in loving memory of Alma Katzman, who left us as a graduation sponsor with a generous gift. So please recognize Alma and the love she had for the school with a warm round of applause. She often said that Guiding Eyes dogs were angels. And I take that away as a lesson to us as to the angels that are in our lives. We all have angels at our feet here with a graduating class. We recognize that they will take us forward and help us with whatever life's adventure will bring us. And adventures in life that a person who is blind faces are somewhat unique. And all of us here and you on stage have many stories to tell. And I love to tell stories about the trials and tribulations of traveling with a guide dog. And I'll share one with you today about distractions. So you all had distractions in class, right? That was a resounding uh-huh. And distractions can come in many different forms. They can be people distractions, people trying to pet your dog, right? They can be individuals who aren't paying attention, possibly texting while walking, which is right. And they can be other animals as well. Well, the one distraction that I encountered in 20 years of using a guide dog that was most unique, and you'll all have this one to share one day, hopefully not, was in a hotel. So I check in a hotel, and it's not unusual since the passing of the ADA for individuals when checking into a hotel with a service animal to be asked if the dog is a service animal. And the appropriate answer is yes, this is a service animal. And in this case, the front desk clerk in Memphis, Tennessee said to me, well, that's all fine and good, but are you aware of the ducks? I said, ducks? They said, yes, each day at 11 a.m., ducks march through the lobby. And I thought to myself, this is going to be the ultimate test for the guide dog trainers at Guiding Eyes for the Blind. Sure enough, 11 a.m. sharp, there they were, 5 mallard ducks marching on red carpet through the Peabody Hotel in Memphis, Tennessee. And Gus just sat there and looked at them. Here's the thing. The distraction was Gus for the ducks, right? So But an amazing experience where our dogs are able to continue to work, to be well behaved, and to get through all those distractions. And they would not be that well trained without all of you, the raisers in the room, that give them all of those socialization experiences from the time that they begin their journey as a Guiding Eyes dog at the Canine Development Center. And I'd like to just pause and thank the individuals in the room who are with the Canine Development Center, the Puppy Center. If you're watching online or if you're in the room, anybody here that is a staff member of the CDC, including Maria Lazaro, Helen, I know you're out there. Anybody else, please stand up for a round of applause. It's that great early start that gives our dogs, with you, the raisers, this foundational skills that allows Catherine and her team to succeed and ultimately match that dog to their visually impaired handler. And that's the moment that we're celebrating here today. And I thank you for being with us here to celebrate this very special moment of graduation. I'd like to next introduce our Assistant Director of Training, Graham Buck, to the podium. Graham has been a master instructor with Guiding Eyes for many years now, and always working. Even when I stepped out very briefly to go to the dentist on Friday, I saw Graham training a dog named Troy in Katona. So probably one of our most skilled trainers here at Guiding Eyes for the Blind. Please welcome Graham Buck.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome again. I first want to thank my terrific training staff. You probably don't know how phenomenal they are, but I will tell you that they're an incredible group of people. It's a very, very unique career, and these folks work harder than I think anybody that I've ever met. So congratulations to you guys. And then behind me, to all the folks that are sitting here with their dogs, for all the hard work that you guys have put in during the training. I've seen you out and about at various stages of the training, and it's been really just a pleasure to watch everybody progress. I usually try to talk a little bit about something that has to do with training, to kind of make it educational. So it's a relationship, like any relationship. And what you may not know is there's actually 3 distinct phases to this relationship. And you're probably thinking, okay, let me see. Well, let's guess. The first one is the honeymoon stage, okay? When you first get your dog, when the students first come here, the first couple of days, the dog can do nothing wrong. The dog literally walks on water and is the most incredible creature that ever walked the earth. It has a tail, it has 4 legs, it has these like great big eyes and these really soft ears, and it can do all kinds of fun things. So that's very exciting, and it's really important to have that phase. Then we go into what's called the blending phase, and that's when the dog and the person suddenly realize that they have to work together and that this is a team and that they have to give and take, and they can't get it all their way. The dog can't do it all their way. Although, if you know a Labrador, they usually tell you ahead of time, you didn't get the memo, I don't know, but this is really how I do things. And I hope that you can come along. So they're kind of in that stage right now, working through those little bumps and figuring out what's going to work, what's not going to work, and how to actually communicate. The last stage is basically, pretty much when you're a solid team and you almost don't even have to think about what you're doing anymore. You could actually sing songs if you want while you're working the dog. You can do a lot of different things. Your dog will know what you want before you even know, and you will suddenly be at your destination and realize that 10 minutes had just passed. If you talk to any graduate out in the field that's nearing retiring their dog, which is one of the hardest things, they talk about that phase and those years when they literally can't remember actually using actual commands with their dogs. And these folks that are sitting here today are well on their way to that. Whether they're a first timer or a retrain, they're in that process and they're heading in that direction, and they've already made tremendous strides. So I want to congratulate everybody again. Good luck with your dogs, and you'll obviously be in touch with us, and enjoy. And who am I introducing next? Okay. I think Shea, right? Are you going to do it? Oh, Kat's coming back. Okay.
Thank you, Graham. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's first presentation. It will be a duet by Cheryl Hornsby and on piano, Shea Welsh, singing Bridge Over Troubled Water.
When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you, I'll take your part. Oh, when darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. Sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are their way. See how they shine. When they are friends, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water.
Thank you, ladies. That was beautiful. Now to introduce our first speaker, Mark McCown.
Arlo, sit. Sit. Right there. Good afternoon, ladies, gents, and fellow four-legged furballs. My name is Mark McCowan, and I am a first-time recipient of a Guiding Eyes guide dog. His name is Arlo. Many of you have heard the cliche, it takes a village to raise a child. In this case, excuse me, I got a child right here. Arlo, sit. Arlo, sit. Good boy. Down. Down. Good boy. Stay. As I said before, it takes a village to raise a child. In this case, it's a community of amazing people that work together to prepare a guide dog for service. It begins with the puppy raisers. At this time, may I ask that all the puppy raisers that are in this room to please stand up. I asked you to stand up because I wanted to acknowledge your dedication and hard work in preparing these pups for Guiding Eyes. Thank you. You may be seated if you haven't sat down yet. So. Prior to coming to Guiding Eyes, my goal was to become more independent and mobile. Guiding Eyes accepted my application, and they literally handed me a set of keys that opened up the door to many memorable adventures. To be honest, when I stepped through that door, the idea of being guided by a guide dog was a bit scary and surreal. However, the last 18 days of tough and intense but meaningful sessions have proven to help build the bond and the trust that I need to ensure Arlo's success. Arlo, along with the other guide dogs, were trained by our exemplary instructors, Amy, Kat, Jessie, Kate, and Stephanie. They displayed a high level of professionalism, patience, support, and a great sense of humor. Right, Doc? Because of their hard work, and more importantly, their passion, Arlo and I, along with the other graduates and their respective guide dogs, can leave this program with a skill set of techniques and tools that they can move forward confidently together, one stride at a time. To that end, I can take these keys and I can proudly give it back. Today, I am super excited, full of emotion, ready to embark on a journey full of adventure with my new buddy, Arlo. Lastly, I just want to say thank you to all of our families and friends who supported us while we were here. Thanks again to our puppy raisers, our instructors, staff, for your continuous commitment to fulfill the mission of Guiding Eyes for the Blind. Thank you, everyone. Let's go.
Thank you, Mark. Our next speaker will be Lee Hartline.
Well, hello, everyone. I want to thank y'all for coming. I see there's quite a few of y'all here. My name is Lee Hartline, and I hail from the old north state of North Carolina. So I got picked on a little bit here since I'm a Southerner. But I was really taken back a little bit and surprised when Kat announced who she was pairing me up with. And she said I was going to get a German Shepherd named Tex. And as you can see, he's the only German Shepherd in here. So I'm like, okay, that's a big change. This is my second time coming here, and I had a yellow lab, my first guide dog. So I was wondering, wow, how is this going to work out? But, when I harnessed him up the first time and I grabbed that handle and we took off, I got this feeling that, hey, this is going to work. He is a well-trained, and, I just knew it was going to work. During class, Tex had a reputation. He got called a lot of names. He was Mr. Pointy Ears. Some people called him Mr. Lone Star. And others even call him the sheriff. So, but he really, really is a great, great dog. And over the weeks that we kept working and I kept gaining that trust that we all need. I was born with a severe hearing loss in both ears. And in my teens, I developed my blindness with retinitis pigmentosus. So it's a little bit harder, when you can't hear, because most people who are blind, they rely on their hearing to help figure out which way the traffic is coming and things like that. So with me struggling in that hearing department area, I have to put a lot of faith and trust. And Mr. Tex here has certainly demonstrated that with me. I am so proud to have Tex as my guide dog. 9 years ago, I came here looking to get my first guide dog. And when I walked through the doors to get here, there was this aura, there was this feeling as I came in, this very warm and homey, and it just seemed like everybody was, wanting to welcome us and make us feel at home. And, that means a lot when you're coming to a new place. All the, the field rep that come to your home and the excellent training staff that we have here, they just all welcome us and make us feel, like we are a family here. Even all the way to the kitchen staff, they just, want to make sure that, we are looked after and things like that. And I'll have to tell you this right now, every morning when I walked up them stairs to the dining area, you couldn't help but smell the love in the air. It was there. And I'll tell you this much, I've ate more bacon in the last 3 weeks than I have in the previous year coming up here. So they are just some wonderful people. Everybody here, really, it's just a great, great team here. Guiding Eyes is a school that has shown me that, dreams are possible. We struggle, blind people, as we struggle with daily things that we can't do like we used to. And to come to a school where, it's all put together, from the top all the way down to the bottom. They just show excellence in every category. And so I have no doubt in my mind that Guiding Eyes is the best guide school in the country. And in closing, I just want to thank Texas Puppy Raiser for all their hard work and dedication. You know, I know y'all took a wild and woolly pup and y'all have shaped and molded him into a great, great guide dog. And I am so proud to say that Tex is my guide dog. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Lee. And now we will have our last graduate speaker, Brooklyn Decker.
Good afternoon. My name is Brooklyn Decker. I am here with my guide dog, Hilton. I stand before you today humbled. This is my second guiding eyes dog. I was here for the first time when I was 18 years old, fresh out of high school. And I vividly remember how grateful I was to be handed that independence. The harness and the wagging tail for me spelled freedom. And at 18, certainly I was grateful. It's been a while between my first dog, Devin, and coming back here again, just due to my own life and circumstances. But I return now rather older, a little wiser, having seen more of the world and the people in it. A world where greed, selfishness, and even hatred too often win the day, where apathy is commonplace and common sense is not. And that's why it's been so incredible coming here. I lost many things coming here. I am able to entirely abandon my sense of dependency on others for simple things like running errands, and able to replace it with the power to choose to go when I need to based on my schedule. I can walk away from the guilt I feel because my partner wouldn't consider promotions that involved travel because he didn't want to leave me stranded. And I can walk away from a sense of inadequacy, from the feeling that my partner is more of a caretaker. And I can stand beside him equally with confidence. These were things that I came here expecting to lose, the trades that I was seeking to make. But there are things that strike me now that I don't think that my 18-year-old self was capable of grasping. The time and effort and commitment that goes into this cause is extraordinary. If you raise a brood or a stud, I want to thank you for helping to create so many life-changing possibilities. If you took home a puppy, loved it, raised it, taught it manners so that I can take him anywhere, and then said a heartbreaking goodbye, I cannot thank you enough times. Truly, thank you. If you helped raise funds so that this was not something that I had to afford, so that something that so many others take for granted, I didn't have to scrimp and save for, so that my independence didn't come with a price tag. The word thank you falls short, because truly, so many of us couldn't be here if it wasn't for your support. These are the things that humble me so greatly, because the time, the effort, the commitment that these things require is more than many people would give for their own family. But you've done these things for strangers. Now, I have little in the way of repayment, but I can promise you this. With our combined skills, Hilton and I will pursue life to its fullest. We will go on many adventures, and every day we will look for reasons for a tail to wag and for laughter. Once again, from the bottom of my heart, and on behalf of all of the students here, I want to say thank you so much for everyone that helped to make this possible. It is people like you, it is efforts like this that help us to not just survive, but to live. Thank you.
Thank you, Brooklyn. At this time, I would like to introduce Maria Lazaro, Breeding Kennel Manager, to make the presentations of photos and certificates to the raisers.
Hello, everyone. As I look at all these beautiful dogs lying up here, I can honestly say I knew them when they were just a gleam in their daddy's eye. And now seeing them all grown up to do what they were meant to do fills us with so much pride and love for them. So on behalf of the Canine Development Center, I'd like to extend a sincere and heartfelt congratulations to the graduating class of September 2017 and your beautiful guiding eyes. It is truly an honor and a pleasure to spend this day with you. The journey of a guiding eyes puppy is a long one, and it doesn't happen without our dedicated staff, generous donors, and over 1,500 devoted volunteers. From our brood stud foster families, early socializers, home litter care families, puppy sitters, region coordinators, kennel and administrative volunteers both in Yorktown and Patterson, tour leaders, ambassadors, and they say it takes a village to raise a child. And finally, I want to say a very special thank you to a very special group of people, our puppy raisers. These are wonderful people who take these little puppies when they're about 8 weeks old. They take them into their homes, they love them, they care for them, they train them. They stay up with them late at night when they're sick, and then they give the ultimate gift. They give them up so they could be here today. And while I say it's the hardest job at Guiding Eyes, it's also the most rewarding. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. It doesn't happen without you. You people are amazing. Thank you. I also want to thank puppy raisers who have had dogs that have become breeding dogs and belong to our elite breeding colony, because it really doesn't happen without them. And lastly, I have a special thank you to the whelping kennel staff, the breeding kennel staff, the home socialization program, Julie Bridges, Clover Williams, our reproduction manager, for all their hard work in preparing these puppies for their long journey. Thank you guys, you're the best. And I have one more. I have a very special person out there that couldn't be with us today, and I promised I would send puppy kisses, so this is for you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Okay, so now on to the good stuff. When I call your name, please have a member of your family come up to get your certificate and graduate photo. And first on the list is Diane Martin from the Capital Region. She is a regional coordinator and raised 9 puppies for Guiding Eyes. ML Hansen, who is from Capital and is the regional manager, raisers of Guiding Eyes, Arlo. Lauren Steer and Ryan Albeck from Lower Westchester, raisers of Guiding Eyes Bruno. Congratulations. The Cangelosi family from Southwest Connecticut, raisers of Guiding Eyes Cal. Leanne Lavarone from Maine, who has raised 10 puppies for Guiding Eyes and is a regional coordinator. Accepting for Leanne is Linda O'Connor, raiser of Guiding Eyes Claus. Rosie Winkler from Finger Lakes, New York, raiser of Guiding Eyes Fiedler. Congratulations. The Payne family from Dominion, raiser of Guiding Eyes Hilton. And I believe they could not be with us today, but congratulations. Joan and Larry Moore from Southern Connecticut, Jessica Meyer from Northern Connecticut, raisers of dual career, Guiding Eyes and stud Orion. And at this time, I'd like to acknowledge the Briggs family who fostered Orion while he was performing his studly duties at the K-9 Development Center. So thank you, Briggs family. Jessica Raku from Southwest Connecticut, who has raised 5 puppies, raisers of Guiding Eyes Prim. Congratulations. The Hodge family from Virginia Beach, who also raised 5 puppies, raisers of Guiding Eyes Sparky. The Hodge family could not be with us today. Nina and Cindy Burschig from Cleveland East, who have raised 3 puppies, raisers of Guiding Eyes Tex. The Burton family from Southern Connecticut, raisers of 5 puppies, and Joshua Elliott from Southern Connecticut, raiser of 3 puppies, raisers of Guiding Eyes Vega. Congratulations. Lauren Steckler from Virginia Beach, raiser of Guiding Eyes Verdi. And at this time, I'd like to acknowledge the raisers for home training. Rebecca Manson, Westchester, New York, raiser of Guiding Eyes Bunnie. Alexis Wild, Dutchess, New York, who is also a Guiding Eyes staff person now, raisers of Guiding Eyes Hamilton. Paul and Cindy Swift from Wayne County. Cindy is a regional coordinator, and this family has raised 29 puppies for Guiding Eyes. Amazing. Congratulations. And raiser of Guiding Eyes Ireland. Kelly Walsh and Jason Young from Northern Vermont. Accepting for them is ML, raisers of Guiding Eyes Schaeffer. And last, the Montero family from Eastern Connecticut, raisers of Guiding Eyes Vic. Congratulations. Remember, from small things come great beginnings. And now I'd like to introduce future Guiding Eyes, the handsome Ferguson, coming down the main aisle. Come and say hello, Ferg. He's very cute, and we'd like at this time to invite anyone in the audience who would like to join our family and volunteer. We would love to have you. Ferguson will be in the groom room after graduation for autographs. I'm sure he'd be happy to accommodate anybody that would like to have one. So please go and visit him. Thank you, Bree. And in closing, I just have a quote that I would like to share with the graduates. It's my favorite graduation quote. He is your friend, your partner, your defender, your dog. You are his life, his love, his leader. He will be yours faithful and true to the last beat of his heart. You owe it to him to be worthy of such devotion. May God bless you all and keep you safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. We have one final performance this afternoon. Our entire graduating class will be having a music or a song for you to listen to and enjoy.
For you to sing along to, actually. My guide dog, my only guide dog. You guide me places, 'cause I can see. You'll never know, dog, how much I love you. Please don't take my G-U-I-D. Dog, you are my guide dog, my only guide dog. You guide me places, 'cause I can see. You'll never know, dog, how much I love you. Please don't take my G-U-I-D. Dog, everybody! My guide dog, sing along! My only guide dog. You guide me places, 'cause I can see. You'll never know, dog, how much I love you. Please don't take my G-U-I-D. Dog.
Thank you, guys. It takes so many people to make today possible. I would like to add my thanks to everyone at the Canine Development Center that bring these tiny puppies into the world, our puppy raisers who, with the help of our dedicated regional managers, nurture these dogs into adulthood, the kennel staff that takes care of the dogs so diligently each day, to the nurses that take care of us all, and the kitchen staff that feeds us all, and to the training staff that puts all the finishing touches on these lovable dogs. To the September 2017 instructors, our home training staff who leave behind their lives at home to travel the country to service our students. To Graham Buck, who always visited us at breakfast to share his stories and his wisdom. Thank you for being my mentor. To Stephanie, Kate, Amy, and Jesse, you have made the past 3 weeks full of learning and a lot of laughter. You created a lighthearted, safe environment for our graduates to learn how to be successful with their guides. It was 3 weeks filled with a lot of hard work, with many smiles and many memories. Not to be forgotten is Megan Davis, our class instructor assistant. Without her, our day-to-day schedule would have never run so smoothly. Megan will be doing the kennel tour later today. If you could stand, Megan. And now to the graduate teams that sit before us. You have all put forth a tremendous amount of effort and hard work. You have created new friendships with your classmates and made memories for a lifetime. From your very first Rocky workouts a couple weeks ago to conquering Manhattan just a few days ago. You all leave here tomorrow with a newfound freedom and independence. You are part of the Guiding Eyes family, and we will always be here to support you any way possible. Now for presentation of your certificates. Evan Lampkin and Guide Dog Fiedler. Congratulations, Evan. Ross Rupert and Guide Dog Sparky. Congratulations. Amber Bankson and Guide Dog Vega. Phyllis Ball and Guide Dog Bruno. Cassondra Oldham and Guide Dog Cal. Martha Hazen and guide dog Claus. Mark McCowan and guide dog Arlo. You don't stop. Lee Hartline and guide dog Tex. Brooklyn Decker and guide dog Hilton. Alan Finn and guide dog Orion. Cheryl Hornsby and guide dog Verdi. Shea Welsh and guide dog Prim. Congratulations, everyone. For our closing remarks, I would like to invite Graham Buck back up to the podium. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your afternoon.
Hello again. Usually, as many of you probably know from past graduations, Becky Davidson usually comes in and does the closing remarks. She's working remotely for us now, so I'm sure she's out there watching the graduation. Hi, Becky. So I'm going to give you the closing remarks. So a few little things that came to mind before I tell you a little bit about the kennel tour. How can we sum it up in just a few sentences? And this is the way I always think of it. I don't have kids, but behind me and out in the field, I tell everybody I have 1,000 children, 1,000 graduates, although they might be, you know, of all different sizes and ages. But to me, they're my family, they're my kids. And the connection that we share is a really, really powerful one. And that's something that is very, very true with Guiding Eyes always. Every graduate feels connected to the school and to every single person that works here. And that's what makes us different, and that's what makes us the best. Now, to go on to logistical things. So there'll be a tour, and our kennel holds about 165 dogs, which, you know, for some people, especially little kids, that's like a dream come true. So there are a few rules when you go into the kennel. Normally, when people go into the kennel, it only means very specific things to the dogs. Usually, it means we're going to eat, we're going to be let out to play, or we're going to the training van to train with our trainers. So it's Saturday, and they are going to see you coming in. They're not really quite sure who you are, but you'll do. And they're going to be expecting that you're taking them somewhere. So they're probably going to want to jump and bark and carry on and do all the things that dogs do when they're in kennels. So just keep your hands low. You can interact with them, but we want to try to keep them with, you know, 4 on the floor. And, you know, certainly feel free to pet them and get lots of licks from them as well. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your visit here. Again, thank you for everything that you do for the school. And we could never do it without you. So thank you.
We're just going to ask the raisers, give the graduates just a few seconds to get together before you come up and meet them. Thank you.